All right. So, all right. So, guys, just confirm this for me, please. Am I audible? Guys, just confirm this for me. Am I audible to every one of you? Am I audible to everyone? Okay. All right. All right. So, okay. So, let me know. Let me know whenever. Let me know whenever if my voice breaks or something like that. Kindly just let me know. Okay. So kindly just let me know. All right. Just a moment. I guess the. I guess. Okay. So yes. So guys, we shall be talking on the Mughal Empire. Okay. For the medieval, for the Delhi Sultanate, my dear friends, we shall be taking a session on Sunday. Okay, we shall be taking a session on Sunday. The extra session that was there. Okay, we shall be taking it up on Sunday. All right. So that is what. Okay. So we shall be doing that, my dear friends. Okay. The next aspect. All right. So for today's session, what we'll be doing is that we are going to be doing the Mughal Empire. For today's session, we'll be taking up the Mughal Empire, and then let us start with this particular session here today. Okay. Now, when we talk on the Mughal Empire, okay, when we talk on the Mughal Empire, so what do we understand here? Okay. So guys, here in the Mughal Empire, let us just focus on the chronological understanding, and after the chronological understanding, okay, then there is going to be the then you will have a better understanding as to how things and events are moving ahead. Guys, once again, just confirm my audibility, please. Just confirm my audibility. Okay, my audibility, whether my audios are proper, whether my audios are proper. Kindly just confirm that. Jitendra, Rahul, Amar, Srivata. Okay. Okay. Very good. All right. So then we'll start with it. Now, when we talk on this particular scenario, my dear friends, what do we understand here? Okay. See, what is the main understanding is that. Okay. What is going to be the main understanding is that, see, there was the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, examination will ask you things in the chronological aspect. Okay, so just try to understand things here. Just a moment, I'll just take a blank sheet, and then here we shall be understanding things up. Okay, so it is going to be in the timeline based approach. Now here when I'm talking, so first one, what do we know is that there was a Delhi Sultanate, and this particular Delhi Sultanate, it is going to be from the time period of 1206 till 1526. During this, there were five dynasties that were there. Now in those five dynasties, what is going to happen is that the last dynasty, it is going to be the Lodi dynasty. Now here when we are talking about the Lodi dynasty, okay, in the Lodi dynasty, what happened is that there was the last Lodi ruler, whose name is going to be Ibrahim Lodi, whose name was Ibrahim Lodi. Now this particular ruler, what happens is that when he comes to the throne, all right, when he comes to the throne by the time period of 1517, 1518, okay, at that point of time, what happens is that in the Central Asia, near Uzbekistan, near the Iran, near Iraq, what happened is that there were certain tensions going on, and in those tensions there was one person. Okay, during the time period of 1517, 1518, there was one person whose name was Zahiruddin Babar. There was this person, okay, Zahiruddin Babar. Now Zahiruddin Babar, he wanted to take the control of the Central Asia. However, he couldn't take the control of Central Asia, so he had lost. And after that, in order to find a home, he is going to move towards India. So by the time period of 1519, 1520, what happens is that he moves towards the Indian subcontinent. Now when he's moving towards the Indian subcontinent, what happens is he initially makes his home to be in Afghanistan near the Kabul area. The Kabul area was where he is going to establish his dynasty. Now when he establishes his dynasty in the Kabul area by the time period of 1522, okay, at that point of time Ibrahim Lodi, he was ruling the Indian subcontinent as an imperial ruler, and he is going to be there in Delhi. Now what happens is that Ibrahim Lodi, his rule was not that effective and efficient. So because of that, what happens is that Zahiruddin Babur is then going to invade India, and by the time period of 1526, there is going to be, by the time period of 1526, there was the first battle of Panipat. There was the first battle of Panipat. Now in this first battle of Panipat, which was fought between Ibrahim Lodi and Zahiruddin Babur, see, we shall be discussing this also in the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, so that extra hour was remaining, so we'll take it up on Sunday. All right, I will conduct a special session there also, because there are a lot of things in the Delhi Sultanate that can be asked in the examinations. So here just understand this thing, that in 1526 there was the first battle of Panipat, and in this battle of Panipat, what happens is that the particular Ibrahim Lodi is going to be defeated. And when Ibrahim Lodi was defeated here in 1526, after that there is going to be the start of the Mughal Empire. After that there was the start of the Mughal Empire. So when we talk about the Mughal Empire, so it is going to be from the time period of 1526 till the time period of 1858. The Mughals are going to be ruling in this particular point of time. Okay. Now, when we talk about the chronology of the rulers, so in the chronology of the rulers, what can we understand here is that, okay, the first ruler, it is going to be Babur. Okay, the first ruler, it is going to be Babur. All right, after Babur, he is going to be ruling. Babur, you just correct this, I will upload this document, so you just need to correct it. He was ruling from 1526 till 1530. For 4 years he is going to rule. After him, his son, that is Humayun. From the 4 sons, Humayun was the eldest, so he is going to become the next ruler. After Humayun, there was one particular another dynasty that is going to defeat Humayun, and his name was Sher Shah Suri. You might have heard the name. So his name was Sher Shah Suri. We'll talk on that also. He is going to defeat Humayun and he establishes his empire. So after Humayun was defeated in 1540, the Sur Empire is going to be created, which is going to rule in the Indian subcontinent for nearly 15 years. However, Humayun is then again going to return in 1555, and he is going to defeat the Sur Empire, and he is going to re-establish his dynasty, that is the Mughal Empire. So after him, then there is going to be Akbar. So by the time period of 1556, he is going to pass away. Then Akbar becomes the next ruler, and he is going to be from 1556 till 1605. So he is going to become the next ruler. After him, what happens is Jahangir is going to become the next ruler. Okay, this is the chronology. This is a very basic question that the examination can ask. However, I do not believe the examination would ask this. What would the examination ask? That the various battles that were fought during their point of time. What were the initiatives that they had taken? Administrative level initiatives, economic level initiatives. Okay, how did they expand? During Akbar's time period, the Mughal control had which areas of the Indian subcontinent under their empire. So till what extent did they go? Who were the contemporary dynasties at that point of time? So that is how the examination will ask you the question. SSC, it is evolving. So accordingly, even you have to evolve. Okay, the basic questions will not be asked. All right, I will be telling you all of those things. Some specific features could be asked, that from the following options, which option regarding the Mansabdari system is correct? From the following initiatives, which initiatives were taken by Akbar? From the following areas, which areas were there under the Mughal Empire during Aurangzeb's time. From the following, from the following rulers, who was the ruler who fought the Battle of Karnal? So like that, the questions can be asked to you. Up till now, whatever you have read, the basic level examination has exhausted those questions. Now the examination will ask something much more deeper in nature. Okay, when Nadir Shah invaded, what are the things that he is going to loot from India? So that is something that we shall be discussing. Okay, now this is going to be the brief timeline of the Mughal Empire that is going to be there. Now let us start. Means I have given a very detailed note here. Okay, and if you do this, if you do this document, you are much more than, you know, you are going to be reaching the in-depth understanding on the basis of which the examination can ask the question. Okay, so let's start with it. All right. So guys, once again, let me just confirm that whether I am audible. Kindly just tell me that. Kindly, okay. Good, good. All right. Okay. So now, when we talk about when we talk about now the chronology of the rulers and what works they have done. Okay. So we shall be talking on them in detail. All right. So here when we are talking about these particular rulers, okay, the first ruler, that is Zahiruddin Babur, he is said to be a descendant of the Changiz Khan and also the Amir Timur. So these particular rulers, the Changiz Khan, he was a Mongolian ruler, okay, who's going to be expansionistic in nature, and he was somewhat the contemporary of Iltutmish, the Delhi Sultanate ruler of the slave dynasty Iltutmish. He was a contemporary of that time, Changiz Khan. And similarly, Amir Timur, he was a contemporary of the Tughlaq dynasty. So Amir Timur was there in the 14th century AD, whereas Changiz Khan was there in the 13th century AD. Changiz Khan is considered to be the biggest invader of the world, okay, because of the areas that he's going to control. So what happens is that in between, the descendants of Changiz Khan had married the descendants of Amir Timur, okay, and with the marriage of them, there was the birth of Akbar's father. Okay, there was the birth of Akbar's father. Okay, here as you can see, this is the Amir Timur's lineage. There is going to be the Changiz Khan's lineage. So here Zahiruddin Babur, he had taken birth from the marriage of Umar Sheikh Mirza, who was a Timurid clan, and the Nigar Khagan. Okay, they were also given the title of Khagan. Just remember this. Okay, just remember this. The Changiz Khan, they were also known as Khan, or they were also known as Khagan. Just remember this. Both of it means the rulers. Now there is a detailed concept, we'll not go into that. Okay. So Zahiruddin Babur was a lineage of both of them. Now what happened is that I told you about Zahiruddin Babur. Let me just tell you in brief detail. Okay. You can read this up later on. I will, you will understand it. I will explain everything through the story aspect only. What happens is that Umar Sheikh Mirza, he was a ruler of a small area in the modern day Uzbekistan area, and that is going to be known as Fargana. Now, the area Fargana, it was very much, blossomful in nature. It was very much, good. There were good vibes. Like you can see today's time, you go to the forest, you see greenery, good vibes only. So, kind of that, there was the scenario at that point of time, that good vibes only. So Fargana, it was a very scenic destination, and the people there, they were normal. Okay, they were like, okay, they are enjoying life. But what happens is that in the Fargana, it was a part of Central Asia. Now at that point of time, what is going to happen is there was turmoil in that area, wherein there were power thirsty people. So after the death of Umar Sheikh Mirza, Zahiruddin Babur was yet young. So the uncles of Zahiruddin Babur, they wanted to remove Zahiruddin Babur and take the control of Fargana. However, he did not want that. So from the young age only, he started fighting for his throne, for his rightful throne. And once he grew older, at that point of time, in the Central Asia, the most prosperous region that was considered, it was known as Samarkand. It was said that whoever had the control of Samarkand so could control the whole of Central Asia. So Samarkand, it was a place wherein you might have understand, you can understand that dialogue. Okay, powerful people come from powerful places, and powerful people make places powerful. So that was the idea of Samarkand. Samarkand had a vestige, Samarkand had a stature of powerful people coming from powerful places, and whoever was the powerful had the control of the most powerful place, that is Samarkand. So Zahiruddin Babur, he was of the idea that he wanted to take control over Samarkand and he wanted to create an empire in the Central Asia. However, there were other caliphates, there were other Islamic dynasties that were fighting him and that did not allow him to remain in Samarkand, and there is going to be a fight. And by the time period of 15, 17, 18, he had understood that no, now he does not have a place there, so he's going to come to Kabul, and after that he's going to come to India. Okay, so when he comes to India, the first thing that Babur does, see here, I have written everything, you can do that. Okay, so when Babur is coming to India in 1556, okay, in 1526, when Babur is coming to India, at that point of time, what is the contemporary level in India? Okay, so just see, I'm just drawing the map here in the small part. Okay, all right. So this is the India's map at that point of time. Now, when we talk on Babur, when Babur invaded India by the time period of 1526, there was the Ibrahim Lodi. The Lodis, they were here. The Lodi dynasty, they were here. In the Deccan area, what happened is that here there was the Vijayanagar Empire. You might have known the Vijayanagar Empire. All right. And here there were the Deccan Sultanates. Now, Deccan Sultanates, that means what? Deccan Sultanate, it means basically the Ahmednagar, Golconda. Okay, you might have heard the Adil Shahi rulers, Nizam Shahi rulers, Barid Shahi rulers. Okay, the Berar, Golconda. So these particular dynasties together, they were known as the Deccan Sultanate. So examination will ask this, that when Babur invaded India, who were the contemporary of India? Okay, so he's going to fight the Lodi dynasty, he's going to defeat him, he's going to defeat Ibrahim Lodi, and he created the Mughal Empire. So from 1526 till 1530 that Babur was there in India. So in 1526, okay, in 1526 he fought the first battle of Panipat. Okay, and here this point is important, the examination will ask this, who were the contemporaries? So there was the Ibrahim Lodi, the Sultans of Delhi. Then the most powerful was the Gujarat rulers. In the Gujarat area, there was the rule of Bahadur Shah. Okay, in the Gujarat area, there was the rule of Bahadur Shah. Okay, then there was the Malwa rulers, Bengal rulers, and Deccan. Okay, in the Deccan, what do we know? That there is the Deccan Sultanate and the Vijayanagar Empire. At that point of time, when he invaded in the Rajputana, also there were powerful rulers such as Rana Sangha. Rana Sangha. Okay, they were the powerful rulers. So after 1526, when Ibrahim Lodi was eliminated, after that what happened is that he was the person who wanted to expand in India. So what happens is that he is going to challenge Rana Sangha. Okay, he's going to challenge Rana Sangha. Now when he challenges Rana Sangha, Babur had a very small army. Rana Sangha had an army of more than 2 lakh. Babur had nearly 10 to 15,000 soldiers. Okay, but yet Babur was able to defeat Rana Sangha. However, the local traditions are going to say something else. Alright, but we'll go with the historical traditions. So here, after defeating Ibrahim Lodi in 1526 in the Battle of Panipat, in 1527, Babur is going to fight Rana Sanga in the battle of Khanwa. Okay, in the battle of Khanwa. Here it is. In the battle of Khanwa. Now, in this particular battle of Khanwa, it is said that Babur utilized a particular system of warfare, and that warfare system, it was known as the Tuluguma system of warfare. And in this system, he is going to defeat, with the utilization of this Tuluguma system of warfare, he defeated Rana Sanga. Okay, and it is also said that he utilized small cannons that were mounted on camels. So there was a use of gunpowder also here, because of which the Rana Sanga was defeated. So after Rana Sanga was defeated, then Babur, he is going to go on a expansionistic tendency. He is going to march forward, and he is going to start defeating the other rulers as well. Okay, that was one thing. Just one more thing I want to tell you, that when Babur was fighting the battle of Khanwa, in the initial part, Babur was facing reverses. Babur was losing. And in order to revive the particular motivation within his soldiers, Babur is going to adopt the Ghazi spirit. Babur is going to utilize the Ghazi spirit, wherein Babur, what he's telling is that we have to, destroy the infidels. That means the people who are against the, non, the people who are against the Islamic people. Okay, so taking up that Ghazi spirit, he motivated the people, and he is going to then once again fight Rana Sanga, and then he is able to defeat him. Okay, so that is there. Then after the battle of Khanwa, what he is going to do? He is going to defeat another ruler, that was the Medini Rai, who was the ruler of Chanderi in the Malwa area. Okay, and in 1528 he fought the battle of Chanderi. So here three battles, major battles were fought: battle of Panipat, battle of Khanwa, and battle of Chanderi. And by the time period of 1530, he is going to pass away. Now what happens during this point of time, 1526 to 1530? Babur, he is majorly engaged in what? In warfare. And because Babur is majorly engaged in warfare, could he, means he is not going to control that much of area. Generally the northern India, what you can understand is the Delhi, the western Uttar Pradesh, then the Malwa area, then the Rajasthan area. He did not expand that much. Why? Because in 4 years he died. Now the question is that when his 4 years were associated with a fierce political struggle, when his 4 years was associated with, the battles, did he contribute in architectures? Did he? So just remember, what have I told you in the previous lectures, that let it be any ruler, and for how much ever shortest duration they are going to rule, they are going to contribute in the architecture, and that is going to be the basicest of the basicest of the thing that they will construct is going to be the mosque. So they are going to do the mosque. So he constructed the mosque at that point of time. Okay, so that is something that we can understand. So his construction is going to be the two mosques that he is going to construct, and those two mosques, that he is going to construct, and those two mosques, if we talk on it, here see, I have written it up. I will also get this uploaded. Okay, so what he is going to do is that it is said that the two mosques, they were created in Panipat and one was in Sambal. However, it is disputed. Okay, so that is one thing. Now after him, what happens is that there is going to be the next ruler. Okay, means see, Babur is going to have four sons. Ashkari, Kamran, Hindal, and Humayun. Ashkari, Kamran, Hindal, and Humayun. It is there in the note. You do not need to write it. So these four sons, and Humayun was the eldest. So what happened is that the Mughals, okay, the Mughals, they had the, Babur is going to tell Humayun that you are going to become the next ruler, but also his other sons, they are not going to be left out with nothing. So even they need to be given areas. So because of that, some of the areas were given to Ashkari, Kamran, and Hindal also, and the main area was kept with Humayun. That is the Indian subcontinent. It was kept with Humayun, and Humayun was made the next emperor by the time period of 1530 to 1540. Okay, so here what is going to happen is, here what is going to happen, that when we are talking about Humayun, so Humayun's time period, it is going to have two phases. Humayun's time period, it had two phases. The first phase, it is going to be from the time period of 1530 till 1540 AD. Whereas the second phase is going to be from 1540, sorry, the second phase is going to be from 1555 till 1556 AD. So there were these two phases. Now what happened? From 1530 to 1540, he is ruling in Indian subcontinent. However, by 1540, he was defeated, like I told you, and he is going to be removed. So, and after 15 years, he returns again and he is going to reclaim the Mughal Empire. So, for this 15 years, where was he? So, he is going to be at that point of time in Iran. He was there in Iran. All right, I will tell you the whole storyline. Okay, and then he returns back. So, when we are talking about Humayun, okay, so here in the Humayun, when we are talking about Humayun, so at that point of time, when Humayun became the emperor, when Humayun becomes the emperor, what happens is that Humayun was ruling here, okay, in the Delhi area. At that point of time, there were two main, adversaries of Humayun that were there in North India. The first main adversary, it is going to be that in the Bengal and the Bihar area, there was one person who was ruling the area. His name was Sher Shah Suri. Okay, he ruled the Bihar area and Bengal area. All right, and in the Gujarat area, there was one another ruler whose name is going to be Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah. All right. So these were the two powerful entities who were ruling at that point of time. Now, what is going to happen? By this point of time, just correlate the scenario. I am talking about when? I am talking about 1530 to 1540. So during this point of time, now remember, during this point of time, the Europeans are also there in India. The Europeans. Why? Because when we are talking about the Europeans, so the first Europeans in 1498, they were the Portuguese. Then in 1605, there was the Dutch. Then in 1608, there was the British. Then in 1620, there is going to be the Danes. And then in 1667, there was the French. So there were 5 of the Europeans who had come to India. Now, when we are talking about this time frame, so who is going to be there? So it is going to be the Portuguese who were already there in India. Okay. So here what happens is that the Portuguese, they were there at that point of time in the western coast of India. So when Humayun becomes the ruler, what happens is that at that point of time, Bahadur Shah, okay, at that point of time, Bahadur Shah, okay, he is going to be in that, okay, okay, guys, is my audio proper? Guys, is my audio proper? Is my audio proper? Okay, good. Are you guys understanding what I'm telling? Are you guys understanding what I'm telling? Do you have any doubts? Now see, this is how contemporary things are going to happen. Also wait, I will just get these documents also uploaded. I will also get these documents uploaded. Just a moment. Just give me one moment. Mm, which one is this medieval? Okay, guys, just check it up. Means I have uploaded two documents. I have uploaded two documents, guys. One is going to be for the medieval architecture, and another is going to be for the Mughal Empire. Just check whether you have found it or no. Have you found it, friends? Only Mughal Empire is there. Mm, okay, wait. I will just share it to the team also. Um, Only Mughal Empire is there. The architecture PDF is there. Everyone, kindly just confirm that, so then accordingly I will share it with the team. Okay, kindly just confirm that, please. Otherwise, I'll have to merge the file. All right. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. I'm just uploading a merged file for you. Okay. I will just, remove those files. I will just remove those files. Okay. And then I'll try to merge a new file. I'll upload a new file, and then you guys just tell me that whether in that particular file both the things are there or what. The architecture as well as the Mughal Empire. Okay, so I've added it, friends. So just tell me if it is a 29 pager file. 29 pages. 29 pages. Let me know if it is 29 pages. I have just uploaded a updated file. I have just uploaded a updated file. Let me know if it is or a 29 pages file. 29. 29 pages file. Yes, 29 pages. Okay. So now in this 29 pages, both are there. Okay. So the architecture, the medieval architecture, everything is there. So you need to do medieval architecture from this document only. Okay. It will suffice. The medieval architecture, it will suffice from the document that I've shared. And even the Delhi Sultanate and Mughal Empire, whatever content I am giving, just do that with the extra facts, whatever, and wherever you read it. Okay, in the current affairs, whatever is there. Okay, let us continue with this. Let us continue with this. Okay, now when Humayun became the emperor in 1530, what happens is that Bahadur Shah was there. At that point of time, the Portuguese, they were there in the Kerala area. Okay, So the Portuguese, they are going to be there in the Kerala area, and little bit fragmented level they had a control over the western coast of India. What happens is that Bahadur Shah, he is going to invade the Rajputana. When Bahadur Shah invaded the Rajputana, at that point of time, the queen in the Rajputana dynasties, they are going to, write an appeal to to Humayun, and at that point of time, Humayun is going to come to the aid. Now there are a lot of controversies here, but we'll not go there. So what happens is that Humayun, when he is looking at the advent of Bahadur Shah, okay, so here Humayun is going to think that today Bahadur Shah has invaded the Rajputana. When will means then there will be time when Bahadur Shah also invades the Delhi area. So Humayun felt a bit insecure. So at that point of time, Humayun, he is going to invade the Gujarat area. And when Humayun invaded the Gujarat area, he is going to fight a war, the Battle of Gujarat. And in that battle, the Bahadur Shah was defeated. When Bahadur Shah was defeated, he fled. Bahadur Shah fled, and Humayun took the control of Gujarat and established his own levels of administration. Now, what will be the administrative practices of Humayun? It will be Islamic in nature. So, whatever Islamic practices he had, he introduced all of them in Gujarat, and the administration was there. However, what he is going to do, that Bahadur Shah had his own administration in Gujarat. Okay, so when Humayun took the control of Gujarat, Humayun is not going to disbandon the whole administration. But what he does is that he only disbandons the higher level administration. The local administration was kept in place. And also he is going to keep the already officers who were there in the Bahadur Shah's court, he is also going to keep them. Alright, but what happens is that at that point of time, when Humayun was there in Gujarat, Delhi's seat was vacant, and there was one another person, that is Sher Shah Suri, who was rising in power. And Humayun now gets chills that because Delhi's seat is vacant and I am here, I am far away from Delhi, so Sher Shah could attack and invade Delhi and take control of Delhi. So Humayun, he goes back to Delhi, but as soon as Humayun goes back to Delhi, at that point of time, Bahadur Shah, he knew that the Europeans, they were powerful in nature. So he is going to ask the Portuguese help, that you help me in the particular taking back the control of Gujarat. So they help him, and it was easier for Bahadur now to take back control of Gujarat. Why? Because Humayun was also not here and Humayun went back. Okay. But as soon as Bahadur Shah took control of Gujarat, Humayun is going to think, should I invade back on Gujarat? So he thinks that no, the current main problem is Sher Shah Suri. So he'll deal with the Humayun problem, he'll deal with the Bahadur problem later. So he decided to deal with Sher Shah. So Sher Shah and Humayun, they are, and see, here Humayun is going to attack him by the time period of 1536. 35, 36 he is going to attack, and when he returns back by the time period of 1500 and by the time period of 1539, he is going to have the first battle. Okay, he is going to have the first battle with the Sher Shah Suri. Alright, then means here what happens, Humayun, he thinks that if I defeat Sher Shah, automatically there will be no contentation to my throne. So what happens is that he, by the time period of 1529, okay, Bahadur Shah, by the time period of 1529, 39, sorry, he is going to attack Sher Shah, and there is going to be a battle that was known as the Battle of Chausa. However, in this battle, he lost. The Humayun lost, and he had to swim across the river in order to save his life. So he ran. So when the king ran, the soldiers, their motivation reduced. And after that, now Humayun thought in 1540 that he wants to defeat the Sher Shah and wants to regain his glory, wants to reinstall the faith within his soldiers that he is yet powerful. So he decides to have another battle with Sher Shah, and that is going to be in 1540. And that battle was known as the Battle of Kannauj, also known as the Battle of Belgram. However, in this battle, he is going to lose. Humayun is going to lose. And as soon as Humayun loses, Humayun is going to flee from the area. Now, when Humayun flees in 1540, here Sher Shah, he is going to come to Delhi. Okay, and he is going to establish the Sur Empire in 1540 in Delhi. At that point of time, Humayun had fled. So, where did Humayun flee and go to? So, Humayun, he is going to flee, and Humayun went to where? Humayun is going to go towards the area of Rajputana. Now, in the Rajputana, there was one particular dynasty, okay, of King Virasal. Okay, his name was King Virasal, and King Virasal, he went to them. Now, Rajputana people, they are known for their, asylum giving. So, let it be any enemy also, if they are seeking asylum, so they generally give the asylum. So, what happens is that he goes there to Amir Court. Okay, so the Rajputana rulers name, dynasty was Amir Court, and in the Amir Court there was King Virasal. So he is going to ask asylum to King Virasal, and Virasal is going to give asylum to Humayun. Now, in the court of King Virasal, he is going to live for 2 years, and during those years, okay, Akbar was born. In the court of in the Amir court, Akbar was born. However, after 2 years, what happens is that he is going to find some connection with Iranian ruler. The Iranian ruler at that point of time is known as Shah Tamashp. Shah Tamashp. Now, this Iranian ruler, they were Shia in nature, whereas the Mughals, they were Sunni in nature. The Mughals, they were Sunni Muslims, and the Iranian ruler was the Shia Muslims. Now, when we talk on them, what happens is, he is going to ask Shah Tamashp that, can we come to your court? Shah Tamashp is going to say, okay Humayun, you can come to my court. Okay, but I have certain conditions. If you fulfill them, you can come to my court. So he put up certain conditions in front of Humayun in association with the Shia aspect, that you need to, adopt to certain practices, and Humayun is going to accept to it. And that is when, by the time period of 1542, okay, after residing for 2 years in the court of Virasal, he is going to go to the Iran, and he is going to reside in Shah Tamashp court, and there he is going to, increase his stature. So for 13 years he is going to stay there, and by the time period of 1555, he is going to return back to India. By the time period of 1555, he is going to return back to India. And at that point of time, the Sur dynasty, it was ruled by Sikandar Sur. Why? Because Sher Shah Suri, he had passed away. Okay. Sher Shah Suri, he had passed away by the time period of, 1545. Sher Shah Suri had passed away at 1545. So after that, Sikandar Sur ruled, and he was not that powerful. So what happened? That Humayun invaded with the help of Shah Tamashp. He defeated him, and in 1555, he again established his dynasty. So this was the Battle of Sirhind, in which Humayun defeated the Sur dynasty and is going to reclaim the Mughal dynasty. However, after that, what happens is that Humayun, he is going to construct a library, and in that library, when Humayun goes on the floor, upper floor, and when he is coming down, his leg is going to get intertwined with a rope, and he is going to fall down. As soon as he falls down, okay, through the stairs, he is going to die. So what happens is that here the examination, it is a very basic question. I do not believe the examination can ask you this, but just be prepared that how did the Islamic rulers die? That is, who died while playing horse polo? Who died of dysentery? who died with arms and ammunitions. That means who died with gunpowder, because of gunpowder. Okay, then who died by falling from the stairs, who died by collapsing of a wooden platform. So that is how the examination can ask you questions pertaining to this. Okay, that is something. All right, now when we talk on this scenario, further, as soon as he is going to die, okay, in 1555 he came to India, and by 56 he is going to die. Now when he dies, okay, Akbar, okay, when he dies, Akbar was not there in the area. Okay, when he dies, Akbar was not there in the area of Delhi. Akbar was out. So at that point of time, this Sher Shah Suri, the Sur dynasty, they were the Afghan dynasty. Now the Afghan dynasty, okay, they are going to have a lot of loyal people, and from amongst those loyal people there was one person whose name was Raja Hemchandra. He was also known as Hemu. Okay, now looking at the death of Humayun and the area of Delhi being vacant, Hemu decides to take control of this Delhi. Now what happens is that when he takes control of Delhi, so here at that point of time, Akbar, okay, Akbar was young. Akbar was young. All right, around 14-15 years, Akbar was young. Now when Akbar was young, what happens is that there was a regent whose name was Bairam Khan. Now you are aware about a regent. That means that when the child is young and cannot make decisions, the elder person is going to make the decisions for that child. So that is known as a regent. Now what happens is that Bairam Khan, okay, under the name of Akbar, is then going to fight Hemu in the second battle of Panipat. The first battle, it was fought between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur. The second battle of Panipat, it was fought between Hemu and Akbar. Now in this battle, Hemu was eliminated. Now as soon as Hemu was eliminated, Akbar became the next ruler. Okay, so as soon as Hemu was eliminated, Akbar became the next ruler. Now when we talk about Akbar, so he is going to become the ruler in 1556. Now as soon as Akbar becomes the ruler, Akbar's tenure, it can be divided into multiple phases. Now which are the phases? The first phase is going to be known as regent phase. Okay, regent phase. This regent phase, it is going to be from 1556 till 1560. And here, because Akbar was young, so Bairam Khan is going to take all the decisions for Akbar. Bairam Khan. Now what happens is that during this phase, the Mughals, they are going to do the expansion and consolidation of their empire. Expansion and consolidation of their empire. After this, the second phase of Akbar's life is going to be known as the petticoat phase. Okay, the petticoat phase or the petticoat government. Why? Because at this point of time, okay, this was from 1560 till 1562. Okay, what happens is that there was one lady whose name was Maham Anga. Now she was the aunt whom he considered the mother. So Akbar respected her. So what happened is that Maham Anga is going to do a plot against Bairam Khan and is going to fill negative thoughts in Akbar's mind against Bairam Khan and is going to then remove Bairam Khan from the office. And Akbar is going to give the ultimatum to Bairam Khan that either you go to Hajj or either you take an area where I will give you certain powers. So here Bairam Khan decides to go to Hajj and he is assassinated in between only. After that, Akbar marries the wife of Bairam Khan, who was young, okay, to give her stability. Okay, After that, because Bairam Khan was now out of the picture, Mahamanga is going to influence Akbar. But by 1562, Akbar realizes that even Mahamanga is wrong. So after that, Akbar then is going to start his own government. Okay. So from here, when Akbar starts his government, then Akbar is going to start with the expansion. Okay, now here the examination will ask you that which of the areas were a part of Akbar. Okay, so this point it becomes very much important that which was the part of Akbar. Now what happened is that when Akbar does the expansion at that point of time, so in the expansion, what do we understand is that here Akbar, he is also going to tell everybody that if you accept the suzerainty of the Mughals, we will not have the war, but if you do not, we will have the war. Many of the rulers are going to accept, even in the Rajputana, many of the rulers are going to accept, but some did not accept, and that particular are going to be the Maharana Pratap of Mewar. Okay, so Maharana Pratap, when he did not accept the Akbar's direction, there is going to be a battle which is known as the Battle of Haldi Ghati between him and the Maharana. So in this particular battle, local claims are that Akbar was defeated, but here historically we generally also look into the fact that Maharana was defeated. Okay, things happened, we'll not go into the details, but at the end, what do we know? Maharana was defeated. Now after this, when Rajputs, okay, when Rajputs accepted the suzerainty of Akbar, at that point of time, Akbar is going to start the Rajput policy. So just remember this, this can be asked to you in the exam. Akbar started the Rajput policy. Now, in the Rajput policy, what actually is the Rajput policy that we are talking about? Okay, what actually is the Rajput policy that we are talking about? Okay, so here in the Rajput policy, what is it that Akbar, he gave good positions to the Rajputana rulers who had accepted his suzerainty in his court. Okay, so there were multiple such Rajputana rulers who were given that. So the start of Rajputana policy was done here, wherein the two most fiercest fighters, wherein the most fiercest fighter, that is the Rajputana, they were now with the Mughals. And after this, Akbar is going to go on with more expansion and expansion. Remember this, examination will ask this to you. Now, when Akbar, does the expansion, after that, during a phase from 1580s onwards, Akbar realizes that there is not much remaining in expansion. So Akbar now goes through a phase of peace. Now Akbar wants to transition to a phase of peace. So from 1580s, what happens is that Akbar is going to focus on much more promotion of cultural elements, that is socio-cultural aspect. Then there is going to be paintings, then dances, and such things. He's going to be promoting such things. So in his socio-cultural aspects, what happens is that he is going to try to you know reduce the orthodoxy, and he is going to try to enhance the secularistic aspect of the dynasty. All right, so what happens is that at that point of time, he is going to reduce the powers of the Muslim ulemas. Ulemas were who? You might have seen the movie Jodha Akbar. Now in that movie, what did you see? That there were those black robes people, they were known as the ulemas, they were the orthodox. So Akbar reduced their power and told that generally the ulemas had the power of interpreting the Quran, but Akbar, he created a policy wherein he told that even the Mughal emperor has the authority to interpret the Quran. So now automatically the power of the ulemas, it reduced, and now Akbar got that power. After this, then he tried to reform the cultural aspect in his dynasty, the religious aspect in his dynasty. And at that point of time, Akbar is also going to start a discussion hall, a religious discussion hall, that is known as the Ibadat Khana. Now, in this Ibadat Khana, what happens is that Akbar, he is going to bring in, he is going to give invitations to multiple people belonging to multiple religions. For example, Christians, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis, Hindus, all of these people belonging to various religious communities, they were given the invites to come to the Ibadat Khana, which was a religious discussion hall, and there to put up the viewpoints of their religion. So what happens is that here, whatever discussions took place, okay, Akbar understood what were the things of the other religions, and based on that, Akbar is going to come up with a new religious practice that was known as tawhid, tawhid e ilahi. It can also be known as din e ilahi. Okay, so this was the religious practice that was brought up. Okay, I've written it here. Din-e ilahi, originally known as tawhid-e ilahi. Okay, now what was the main thing of the tawhid-e ilahi? The main message was sul-e khul. You need to remember this, sul-e khul. Examination will ask you that what is sul-e khul. So it means universal peace and brotherhood. Now his religious practice did not get that much of acceptance by the community. Only some people adopted the faith, and you need to remember their names. It is going to be Birbal, Abul Fazal, Abul Faizi. Okay, they joined it, and these were the members of the Ibadat Khana, as I've already told you. Now what happened is that this, from here we can understand his secularistic perspective. Okay, universal peace and brotherhood. So what he does is that he is also going to fund the architectures. That means, just understand, during this point of time when he's focusing on the cultural level, automatically even he would have focused on the cultural aspects of architecture also. So he might have gotten the various mosques constructed, but because he is also secular, so he would also have constructed the various temples also. Now within that temples he got the construction of the temple of Govind Dev at Mathura. Okay, the Govind Dev temple in Mathura. However, this temple, it was destroyed by Aurangzeb in the later on time. Okay, now here when we are talking about the initiatives of Akbar, all right, so they, here I have given a detailed understanding, so you can just read this up. This is an important thing. The examination will definitely ask you a question on the decentralization. Okay, examination will definitely ask you a it will definitely ask you a thing on decentralization. Okay, that what was the decentralization? So the Mughal Empire, it was decentralized in subas. Subas were decentralized in sarkars, sarkars in paragana, and paragana and mahal. So that is how the decentralization was done. Then there was Mansabdari. What was Mansabdari? I have given you a detailed note, but I will just explain it to you. So Mansabdari, it was a form which was, it was a form which was to organize the nobility. Okay, it was a form to organize the nobility. Okay, the nobility, the civilian administration, and the army. Okay, so nobility, administration, and the army. So it was to organize that. So here what happened, that in the Mansabdari system there was two types of positions. Okay, there were two types of positions that are going to be there. One is going to be the Zat rank, and another is going to be the Sawar rank. Okay, just a moment. All right. So here. So there was this Mansabdari. So it was associated with a Zat rank and a Sawar rank. So Zat, it was a status, salary, and standing in of that particular officer, and Sawar was the number of horsemen that he is going to accompany with him. So wherever from place A to place B, if that person is going, so what is the number of horsemen that he would be taking along with him? So that was the Sawar rank. And based on this, okay, based on this, the whole of the Mughal administration function. So Akbar is going to introduce this Mansabdari system on Persian lines. In Persia, similar type of system was prevalent. So Akbar is going to introduce such type of system here also. Okay, in the India. Here I have written some facts about him. Okay, then there is going to be the Jahangir. All right, then there is going to be the Jahangir. Guys, are you understanding? Guys, whatever we are doing, are you guys understanding it? Let me know on this. Are you guys understanding it? Are you guys understanding it? Let me know, please. All right, good, good. So then there is going to be Jahangir. Okay, so after 1605, Jahangir, his original name was Salim. So Salim becomes the next emperor and he is going to take the title of Jahangir. And Jahangir, it meant the conqueror of the world. Okay, you need to understand, okay, you need to understand this aspect. Okay, that is the names and the titles. Here, what do we know? Akbar is there. Okay, Akbar. Now, here, when we talk about Akbar, okay, here, when we are, okay. Here, when we are talking about Akbar, Akbar's wife, her name was Jodhabai. Okay, Jodhabai. But her original name, it is she is also going to be known as Harkabai, and her title is going to be known as Maryam Us Maryam Us Zamani. Okay, this was the title. When we talk about next, that is Jahangir. Jahangir. So this was a son. Jahangir, the original name of Jahangir was Salim. Okay. His wife, she was known as Noor Jahan. This was the title. Okay, Noor Jahan is going to be the title. All right. I will just write it here. This is the title. And her original name, it was Meher Un Nisa. This was her original name. Then Jahangir's son. Okay, it is going to be Khurram. His name was Shah Jahan's original name was Khurram. Okay. So what happens is that here, um, there is going to be his wife. His wife, her title, it is going to be known as Mumtaz. Mumtaz Mahal. This was the title, and her original name, it is going to be Anjuman. Anjuman Bano Begum. Okay, so the examination would ask you a comparison here that Akbar had a wife Jodhabai whose name was Harkabai and her title was Maryam Uz Zamani. Then Jahangir, who was known as Salim, Noor Jahan was the title, Mehrun Nisa was the original name. Shah Jahan, Khurram was the name, Mumtaz Mahal was the title, and Anjuman Bano Begum was the, the original name. Okay, so I have already written it here also. It might be here. Okay, so this is Jodhabai. Okay, similarly I have written it in between. Then there is Noor Jahan. Her original name was Mehrun Nisa. Okay, now here what happened is that the Shah Jahan, sorry, Jahangir, whatever things his father he is going to introduce, he is also going to bring those things up and he is going to continue those things up. All right. However, what happens is that in between there is going to be that there was a thing which was known as the Mehrunisa government. Okay, which was known as the Mehrunisa government. What happens is that Mehrunisa, okay, she is in the time in the between time she is going to influence all the court decisions of Jahangir. that is going to, reduce the faith of the court members on Jahangir. Okay, why? Because these people, they were orthodox. They did not believe in the authority of a woman. So they when they came to know that Jahangir was, under the influence of Noor Jahan, even in taking the decisions of the court. So that is when the Jahangir's, stature, it reduced. And by the time period of 1627, okay, his son Shah Jahan, he is going to become the next ruler. So Shah Jahan, he is also going to be expanding at that point of time. He is going to have 4 sons. Okay, you are aware about Shah Jahan that, see, Jahangir and Shah Jahan, they are going to continue the policies of Akbar. They are not going to go against the policies of Akbar. They continue his policies. Okay, the Rajput policy and secularistic policy and all of those policies, they are going to be continuing it. But it was after the death of Shah Jahan, okay, from his four sons, there was, two important people. The first one is going to be the Dara Siko, who was the eldest son, and then there was the Aurangzeb. Okay, he was the middle son from his 4 sons. So what happens is that Dara Siko was to become the next emperor after Shah Jahan, and he was also the favorite of Shah Jahan. However, Aurangzeb, okay, he is going to eliminate Dara Siko and he is going to become the next ruler. Dara Siko, okay, he had the ideology of his father, and Dara Siko was also secular in nature. He was not that orthodox. But because Aurangzeb had hatred against Dara Siko, looking at his secular nature, Aurangzeb became orthodox. Because how does it happen? If there is a brother, if that brother is doing this brother will do that. So it is the opposite. If they are hating each other, that brother is doing this, so this brother will do that. So that is what we understand, that Aurangzeb, then he is going to be a lot orthodox. And when Aurangzeb comes into the rulership, okay, when Aurangzeb, he becomes the ruler in 1658, he is going to focus on the expansionistic level. And when he focuses on the expansionistic level, what happens is that he is going to fight multiple wars, and whatever cultural initiatives they were started by his predecessors, those cultural initiatives, they are going to be stopped. Architecture stopped, paintings stopped, music stopped, because, and also orthodoxy was to be reinstalled. Now there was one thing known as jizya. Okay, jizya, we have already seen what is jizya in the Arab invasions. Okay, so Akbar had removed the jizya, but what happened is that Aurangzeb reintroduced the jizya in order to showcase the orthodox element. So here what happens is that from Aurangzeb time period, when he was so orthodox, so the Rajputs who were also there in the court of the Mughals from the time period of Akbar's, okay, now they also, because of the religious policy of Akbar, because of the religious policy of Aurangzeb being so orthodox in nature, even the Rajputs, they are now going to have tensions with the Mughals. And in the later on time period, it is these Mughals, it is these Rajputs who are again going to stand against the Mughals. Okay, so Aurangzeb, because of his policies, okay, he is going to reduce the stature, and he is going to fasten the process of Mughal elimination from the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so that is what something I have written here. Okay, so whatever I've told here, there are certain facts on it. Okay, here there are certain facts on it. All right, then these are the other important pointers. These are the other important facts that I've added here. You can also go through these facts and you need to remember it, guys. Okay, and then some other important facts that are mentioned here. Okay, so like this you can cover this whole document. All right, did you understand, my dear friends? Did you understand, everybody? Did you understand, everybody? And simultaneously what you do is, means, see, I have explained you simultaneously architecture also, but the facts of architecture, okay, which is mentioned in this document, the facts of architecture which is mentioned in this document, you just have to go through it once. Okay, it is facts, it is mere facts. Okay, now taking more 2 hours for this, it is, I do not believe that it is that. Okay, for modern Indian history we shall be taking that time, because that is important, and the examination asks questions on the modern Indian history. Okay, but for year you can also read it up. Is that okay, guys? Can you guys also read it up? Okay, we've understood it majorly. Did you understand, my dear friends? Did you understand, everybody? Did you understand, guys? All right. Okay, so then we'll keep it only this much. We'll keep it only this much. I'll see you up then in the next session, guys. Okay, the Delhi Sultanate session will we have scheduled it for Sunday. Okay, then I'll take that session on Sunday. All right. So only this much for this session. I'll see you up in the next session. Bye bye, guys. Take care, everybody. Study the document. Okay, we've discussed it. And yes, if you have any doubts, you can text it up to me. All right, and we'll take it up in the next session. Bye bye, guys. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching me and Oliveboard. I'll see you up later. Bye bye, and thank you, guys. Jai Hind, my dear friends. Bye.